Better has a number of items as well.
Mr. Better.
Thank you, Judge.
Honestly, go fuck yourself, sir. You don't say that, okay? You don't lose a trial where a jury acquits someone and finds them overwhelmingly not guilty and say, I gave my sincere obligation to look into this, and I'm telling you all I saw when she's guilty. Again, respectfully, go fuck yourself.
Swear again like that. That was, you know, no, I mean, whatever. That was, I shouldn't have done that.
A few moments later.
You, as a prosecutor, have got to be out of your fucking mind.
Little burgers, little sausage, a little that macaroni, a little homemade mac and cheese. How you doing? A little watermelon, right? Why can't they enjoy that for a little bit?
Hey, Blues Clues, motherfucker.
Hello, loveys. Bow, 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 bow. Where am I? How are we? Today is Thursday, July 24th, 2025. And we're here for some new Vanity Fair, babes. Big doings, okay? Put your boxes on because we're shining bright like a diamond, babe. This is, I don't know, I haven't even read it yet, but we're going to read it together. Some bedtime magic, if you will. Oh my gosh, look at this. CFB Playoffs says, nice hair. We prayed to the gods of cool blonde, and she delivered. Yes. Okay. So we're going to always say a prayer. I put one on to the Twitter. It worked out well. There were things that you can't control, including where you are in your hormonal cycle, when you are getting old, okay? When you're getting to be an old woman, you might need a little non-sponsored. Where is it? I just got this. Why? Because TikTok told me to. Get some NAD. I was like, all right, I'm going to turn back the hands of time. And it's apparently going to make me not a bitch. It's going to de-bitch me. So let's see if that works. Okay. And so, yeah, so my girl, her name is Buffy. Okay. She's been buffing my blonde locks for several years now. I don't trust anyone who is not named Buffy to do my hair. Okay. Want to know why? Because I think of Buffy Summers, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Sarah Michelle Gellar. And her hair was it. She actually was it, if we think about it, right? Yes, absolutely. Aisha knows de-bitcher. Yep. Some people get dewormers. I get de-bitchers. The blonder I am, the less bitchy. I don't know. There is science behind it. And Patricia White, thank you so much, hitting me with those little loveys. Why? She gives me a heart. So right now we're looking at Karen. This article came out yesterday. It's Vanity Fair. Who wrote the article? Her name is Julie Miller. We love her. Oh, okay, good. Julie Miller was our homegirl who did all of Karen's interviews, right? She was the one she was like 6 months pregnant, and she stayed at Karen's house before she sold it in Mansfield, like last November. And she was there for 3 days, unfettered access. We read that together. Oh yeah, we did. And she covered the second trial, but this article came out yesterday, July 23rd, 2025. And it says, we're going to love it. I can feel it. Beyond the KARENREAD verdict, DA Michael Morrissey and the scandal still haunting Massachusetts. KARENREAD case insiders, I wasn't there. Others speak about the DA who unsuccessfully tried her and the other death scandal in Norfolk County that will make your blood boil. Oops. Where's your pearls, broad? Oh gosh, we got to get them. Hold, please. back. Let's double up. Because if we're bringing Sandra Birchmore, if we're bringing her unborn baby, if we're going to be talking Matthew Farwell, we're going to need to be double pearled. Okay. Let us go. All right, ready, babes? Okay, first and foremost, let's talk to Ka. Let's be like, babe, look at that. This is my favorite. When I tell you, you put KARENREAD in a baby blue suit, pressed to the hilt. You know she was ironing. I think Mrs. Reed also helped her with the ironing. Maybe she hemmed her pant for her. I make up a story. And I thought that was so symbolic because pink was our color, right? If you were free KARENREAD, if we were I loving you all the way through the entirety of deliberations, and then you see her in this powder blue power suit, you can't tell me shit. That was for Officer John O'Keefe. That was to remind everybody that pink and blue are not sides in which we picked here. They were sides in which were assigned because of the corruption that was going on in Norfolk County. And because we were unable to wear a free KARENREAD top, couldn't wear anything that said your opinion because you don't have First Amendment rights. Right outside Norfolk Superior. Thank you. Shout out to Mark Randazza for being the home slice that you are and for making sure that you fought for a change in the buffer zone footage. From a football field to a half a football field down to, I don't know, a T-ball field. But shit was getting real. And it was getting really uncomfortable for those of whom were outside and trying to support truth and justice. And Erica Walsh, if I recall correctly, took the brunt of that bitch, and she had to take off her sweatshirt. Can you imagine having to take off your sweatshirt in front of police officers outside in the middle of the day? Because your sweatshirt says something that they do not appreciate. That censorship and that egregious step on your First Amendment, loveys, happened. Shit's got to stop. Time's up. Meatball. You got to go. And to anybody else who is still aiding and abetting assholes, you gotta go too. All right. Let us play and pray as we read together. All right. It says, last month, KARENREAD was acquitted of second-degree murder and vehicular manslaughter, ending a Massachusetts legal saga containing enough John Grisham-style plot twist to captivate an international interest. The verdict ended Norfolk County District Attorney Michael Morrissey's 3.5-year two-trial pursuit of convicting Reed, who was charged with fatally hitting her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe, in 2022. After the first trial ended with a hung jury last summer, Morrissey hired a special prosecutor to lead the charge against Reed a second time. The county paid Whitey Bulger's former defense lawyer, Hank Brennan, $566,000 to try the case. I'm sorry, you dry heaving. Babes, when we thought it was like $225,000, we dry heaved. But from September of 2024 to June of 2025, Hank Brennan made $566,000 to try one case. I want you to think about that in a specific way because ADA Lally only made about $140K in 2024. And Law McLaughlin, the Purple People Eater, She only made $119,000. So do you think that Hank Brennan, that pencil gripping prick, was worth $566,000? Tell me. Oh, Shirley says to lose one case. Yep. I hear you, Cheryl girl. And Annie from Southie says that's disgusting. Yeah. Agreed, babe. Elle says the money they make is obscene. Yes, that's true. But can you at least acknowledge that, and I do, that Adam Lally and McLaughlin have other caseloads? To think that this was his one case and that the Commonwealth is just throwing your money away. They knew the facts. We knew the facts. And they still went forward to persecute a resident. Shameful. Okay. So it says so Hank Brennan made $566,000 to try the case because top prosecutors in the DA's office wouldn't touch it, sources told Vanity Fair last year. Dejuna Perkins, a former assistant district attorney in Suffolk County, hoping to unseat Morrissey in the 2026 election, estimates that Morrissey spent about $1 million on the second trial, more than a third of his office's entire operating budget. When asked about this claim, Morrissey's office told Vanity Fair it did not yet know the total cost of the trial. And Dejuna, hey girl, hey, it's just me, just Kay, just Kimberly. I think that you're lowballing this. And I think that it is going to be upwards of 1.5 million for the second trial and about $1 million for the first. So you're looking at Norfolk County spending $2.5 million conservatively to convict KARENREAD of an OUI. Take it in. Think about it. Breathe through it. Because if that doesn't make you want to evacuate your bowels, I don't know what would. That makes me whoop, whoop. I feel a percolation, Something's happening. Because money matters. And when we're all struggling and we're like, oh gosh, the freaking, groceries are so expensive, everything we're paying out the ass, and we see the irresponsibility of government, it just makes your skin crawl. So, then we have, in the end, the jury only found Reed guilty of operating under the influence of liquor. For that misdemeanor, Reed was sentenced to 1 year probation. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Thank you. After the acquittal, one of Reed's lawyers, Alan Jackson, told Vanity Fair, quote, "This is not how DAs are supposed to conduct themselves." Clap. Snap, my king. Morrissey had an ethical obligation to review the first trial in detail and make a reasonable determination whether he believed the case could be put in front of 12 independent thinkers, a jury, and the charges be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. In response to that claim that Reed's second trial was a matter of ego, a representative for Morrissey said, quote, it is not uncommon for district attorneys in Massachusetts to retry cases that initially end in mistrial. Oh, I see what you did there. So you did the typical politician, I'm answering or we're talking, but I'm not answering anything. What the fuck does that have to do with the price of eggs? Like, what are we doing, sir? You just said, when you're asked about why are you doing this, and specifically, we knew that it went all the way up to the Supreme Court in Massachusetts, and we said, hey, after Ronnie came out in his fucking bow tie, he goes, babes, we had Karen acquitted on the second degree and leaving the scene. Did anybody think it was appropriate to retry her again on 2 charges in which were unanimous by a jury? No. Although it was not recorded because Judge Cannoni gave shit instructions for the jury. They were specifically told, babes, if you remember from trial 1, that if you do not have all 3 verdicts, then do not hand it in. Do not pass go. So they didn't. They were stuck on manslaughter. And yet now we know, after this trial and after hearing from Alan Jackson, KARENREAD is the first defendant that he has ever, and it's the first defendant he has ever known that has been acquitted for murder twice. Like, that is double jeopardy. You're not supposed to be able to be tried if you were found not guilty. Wild outcome, in my opinion. Okay. And yeah, oh, absolutely. I'll allow it. Says PTSD from Ronnie. Yes. But also now I don't have PTSD. I'm healing through who, babe? I'm healing through Paula. I'm healing through the foreman. They have healed my faith in humanity and juries. That when you put a case together and present it the way in which KARENREAD's defense team did, that justice and truth will find their way. And I think that is one silver lining in all of this. Some jurors and the public were irked by 3 elements of the trial. 1, its extreme cost. Bitch, I love a cost-saving woman, okay? A mother, yes. The staggering inept investigation into O'Keefe's death by the state police officers working in Morrissey's office and by local law enforcement, and the agony, the second high-profile court proceedings inflicted on the O'Keefe family. Quote, I'm a mother and I saw her pain through all those days, juror Paula Prado told CBS News after the verdict. Oh, that's really kind, Paula. And Rachel Rollins, the former U.S. attorney for Massachusetts, told Vanity Fair, obviously, this outcome is a tragedy for the O'Keefe family. As a prosecutor, you always seek to secure a verdict for the victim and their loved ones. But we are left with the undisputed fact that multiple juries rejected the prosecution's case. Clutch them. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. I still hate her, but it's happening. That is powerful. Reed's allegations of law enforcement corruption and incompetence outraged a snowballing legion of supporters. That's us. And in the state and beyond. Many watched live. Oh, that's us too. As Reed's legal team, which included Jackson, David Yannetti, our bowl of spaghetti, Elizabeth Little, Robert Alessi, and Victoria George, subjected prosecution witnesses, many of whom were law enforcement, to withering cross-examinations about their handling of Reed's investigation, says Rollins. The now documented misconduct or questionable actions by members of law enforcement, both within and outside the Norfolk County DA's office, has had real consequences. Come closer. Oh my gosh. Tell me more. Then it says, okay. Suspicious death investigations in Norfolk County are handled by Massachusetts State Police troopers working out of Morrissey's office. Since the first Reed trial, some of those troopers have been fired or rehomed. Just kidding. JK, it says relocated. Following the internal investigations directly relating to their conduct on this case. Michael Proctor, the lead detective who Reed says masterminded her framing, was dishonorably discharged in March of 2025. He denies the allegation and his appeal is pending, according to his attorney. Proctor testified about wrapping up his investigation within hours of it starting without even stepping foot on the crime scene. Clutch and clench. I'm clutching. I'm clenching. Are we kegling? I don't know. Okay. Then it says that he also read aloud text he'd sent to coworkers saying he was searching Reed's phone for nudes in a string of messages in which he also deemed Reed, the suspect of his investigation, a whack job cunt. Oh, earmuffs, Jesus, and Tiny Mary. I apologize. Among Proctor's supervisors was Brian Tully. All roads lead to Tully, who headed the unit of investigating Reed and who failed to discipline Proctor. Tully was later transferred out of the DA's unit, and in November of 2024, an internal investigation found he had violated the rules and regulations. Yuri Buchanan, a Proctor supervisor on the case who gave a thumbs up to the text chain, was moved out of Morrissey's office and reassigned to an administrative role. Did we know that? Oh, I didn't know he was on desk duty. Administrative role. Oh, he's pushing paper. He's got a stapler, babes. Well, it's better than him going and knocking on the doors of people with occipital boners. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. So during the first trial, he testified about critical video evidence that he acknowledged under cross-examination had been inverted. Another investigator on the case, David DeCicco, was also recently moved out of Morrissey's office. Oh, I knew about DeCicco. All right, let's stop. Let's pause. What are we doing? Next headline. Okay. Officer Dever has flipped. Oh, that could be a next headline. Yeah. Oh, okay. KPT said, yes, we knew that, but he is still drawing a paycheck. Okay. So we knew that he was an administrative office worker, still pulling that paycheck, and would still be eligible for his retirement. And that's where the rubber meets the road, babes, is when we sit here and see that, okay, they've disarmed this band of fucking villains. They've, sent them all to their own little, isolated islands of assholes. But at the end, because of their union in the Commonwealth, and listen, my father has benefited from that union. There are so many amazing police officers that have. But to get somebody dishonorably discharged like Proctor was damn near an act of God. It was so intense and such a remedy that I have fear that the attorney for Proctor could be able to get some settlement of some sort. I don't think that he would be reinstated, but I think that there could be some sort of back alley deal to make it go away. So that's why I want to keep on it. And I'm sure that Aiden will do that. And I'm sure Mike will continue to follow that. But we've got to really be close looking at this, because if they could do it quietly, they would do all the shady shit still in the dark. And so after the verdict, Jeffrey Noble, the leader of Massachusetts State Police, brand new by the by, from New Jersey, our Jersey boy, an organization so famous for its corruption that Martin Scorsese made a movie about them, accepted some responsibility in a statement. The events of the last 3 years have challenged our department to thoroughly review our actions and take concrete steps to deliver advanced investigative training, ensure appropriate oversight, and enhance accountability. Wow. I'll give you 3 snaps for that there, Jeff. That sounds like somebody who is taking a bit of accountability. And that is something that the Mass State Police and internal candidates have never done. Any of them, in my opinion. Oh, but double M99 says bullshit. Okay, so we can still be skeptical because we want to see it. You giving us lip service and saying it to us, although has not been done previously, is only half the battle. We need there to be action and backing it up, right? Yeah. According to Rollins, law enforcement officers and others involved in the case could still face criminal charges, state or federal administrative investigations and proceedings, and other, quote, career-altering or ending determinations from regulators. There have been repercussions for Morrissey, too. The current Norfolk DA, who has never faced a challenger since assuming his position in 2010, now has multiple challengers in his upcoming 2026 election. The fallout is real. Okay, Michael Morrissey has only been the DA since 2010. That can't be right. Is that right? Oh, let me look this up. Tell me, Levies. Do you know this answer? Because I swear that I saw he has been in government and like he hadn't had anything, any challengers since like the late 80s or early 90s. Hold, please. Michael Morrissey, DA, Norfolk County. Challenger. No, wait, no. Since. Oh, God, that was a shitty. Oh, it does say it was 2010. What was he before? He has always been, I'm going to have to look up his entire career again, or I have it in a notebook somewhere. Because he absolutely, 15 years sounds plenty. Yep, that's true too. Where was he before? Oh, 31 years. Exactly. That's what I thought too. Okay. He was in the state house prior to becoming from Norfolk County DA. Okay. But he still hadn't been challenged since the late 80s or early 90s. So everywhere he went, there, like he just continued to move up the ladder. Wow. Thank you very much, Diane. Then it says, according to Rollins, law enforcement. Oh, no, we're just kidding. We already did that. So far, Morrissey's competition for the 2026 election is Perkins and Craig McKellen, another former assistant district attorney in Suffolk County. Oh, why Suffolk County is coming in hot. Rollins led the U.S. Attorney's Office of Massachusetts when a federal probe into law enforcement's investigation into the investigation of Officer John O'Keefe's death was initiated. A federal grand jury was convened, but no law enforcement officer has been charged with federal crimes. Rollins resigned in May of 2023 after an internal investigation alleged she committed ethical breaches and misused her power in office. Oh, you don't say. Oh, I'm shocked. Oh, the shock and horror. Yeah, you're all fucking crooked. But I liked your comments. While Rollins would not comment on the federal investigation, her thoughts on Special Prosecutor Brennan's assertion this March that the investigation was over. Hank Brennan is not a member of the Department of Justice. His statement that the investigation is closed is meaningless, she says. The silence of the federal government can be just that, silence, and inaction because they have closed an investigation and will never tell the public. Or DOJ in stealth mode, putting the finishing touches on arrest and search warrants and editing press releases before the impending press conference. You never know until it happens or it doesn't. Oh, send me away. What is happening? Are the feds coming? Come on. They can't be coming. Are they coming? Oh, I'm confused. I feel I'm in a glass cage of emotions. I feel a lot of things. I'd like to believe they were still coming, but I have no idea. In 2021, Sandra Birchmore, a 23-year-old pregnant woman, was found hanging from a door handle in her Canton apartment. The Massachusetts Office of Chief Medical Examiner ruled her death a suicide. Then the Fed stepped in, alleging that not only had Birchmore been murdered, but that a Norfolk County police officer, Stoughton's Matthew Farwell, who believed Birchmore was pregnant with his child, was her killer. Farwell was indicted on one count of killing a witness or victim, which carries a maximum punishment of the death penalty, and he has pleaded not guilty and is awaiting trial. Oh, so much to unpack there. And the Sandra Birchmore case is near and dear to all of us who have learned about her because or through KARENREAD. And thank you always to our friend, one of our best friends from out of town, Dave Cullinane, Kirk Minahan, who did the case season 2. And that was the first introduction to actually there being something wrong and no one willing to say it. They went and looked and turned every stone they could. And yet there was still so much resistance at the time. And then you have warriors like Mizzy and Suzanne Cleveland, who continue all day, every day, talking about Sandra, talking about her unborn baby, and the absolute travesty that occurred by cops just answering and listening to somebody who was the last person who came out with video footage of him leaving that apartment complex, Matthew Farwell, the last person to see her alive. And you just took his word. He was like, no, I didn't do that. And that was enough for fanning. That was enough for all the Norfolk DA Mass State Police troop. Yeah, no, trust me, bro. He's good. Like, ew. And they'll all get theirs. If people are outraged about what happened to KARENREAD, they will be devastated by Sandra Birchmore's case, said Rollins. The facts, as alleged, are heart-wrenching, depraved, and will make your blood boil. The indictment claimed that Farwell groomed Birchmore. Oh, gosh. I'm sorry, guys. As a child after meeting her via the police force's youth program. It's the old Explorer program. And that he began a sexual relationship with her when she was 15. According to the indictment, their sexual relationship continued for years. And with Farwell meeting Birchmore while on duty as a Stoughton police officer. After Birchmore threatened to tell authorities about his crimes, the U.S. Attorney's Office alleges Farwell killed the young woman and staged the death as a suicide, said Rollins. Many people and news publications in Massachusetts have voiced bewilderment and concern that the United States Attorney's Office had to step in to protect Sandra and her unborn child, charging the married police officer who allegedly groomed, sexually assaulted, and murdered her with a death penalty eligible crime, killing a witness or victim. The elected DA, meanwhile, ruled her death a suicide and brought no charges as a result of her death. Like in the Reed case, Rollins notes that Birchmore's death is a second circumstance, quote, where the DA's experts are finding something completely inconsistent with the federal government's experts. Are they going to talk about, okay, hold on. I just wanted to say, babes, that did you remember when we found out about the hyoid bone and it was broken, and the medical examiner from the OCME in Massachusetts, the Office of Chief Medical Examiner, she found that. And that is why it was concerning to me, because either she sucked at her job and saw that with a broken or fractured hyoid bone, you would know that that is medically impossible to achieve from someone in a partial weight-bearing unaliving. It is 100% consistent with strangulation and domestic violence. And the fact that that finding was noted in her autopsy, her initial, let me know that she just went along with the investigation that was conducted by Fanning, by Lanka was the first on the scene from Canton. And that is so concerning. And it makes me appreciate Dr. Irene Scordi-Bello so much that she held the line. She held the line for justice, although we had Trooper Proctor continue 2 different times to have meetings with her and say, like, hey, you whack job, see you next Tuesday. Just wanted to let you know, Karen did it. Oh, look at the taillight, bitch. And she was like, no, sorry, Bob. Bob's your uncle. Okay. If your uncle had tits, he'd be your aunt. You know, that's what she said. She said, oh, no, you're not. If you present me with facts that I can make this work, then you have something. And if you don't, get out of here with your bullshit. And I'm very proud of her for that. So thank you, Dr. Irene Scordi-Bello, and thank you to Dr. Renee Stonebridge. Why? Because you're my green goddess. I love your tattoos, and I like to think that you have a Harley Davidson and a condo in Boca. Okay. A 45-page affidavit written by Chini Carusta. Don't know. Didn't say that right. A rookie FBI agent of 2 years contains staggering evidence that the troopers in Morrissey's unit missed. Investigators found 32,709 text messages between Birchmore and Farwell, including messages showing that Farwell believed Birchmore was pregnant with his child, and he was unhappy with what? The situation. Oh, are you upset with the circumstances of the choices that you made in your life? So the only option you had, Matty boy, was to unalive a 23-year-old girl that you abused since she was a prepubescent or a pubescent teen. I have something in my pocket for you, and I hope that the devil shoves it directly up your tuchus. On your mark, get set. There it is. There it is. Okay? Dickhead. Devil dick. Dick of a devil. After Farwell was arrested by the FBI, Morrissey's office released a statement. We look forward to supporting and assisting federal authorities as they pursue this prosecution. At a caucus in Quincy, oh, that sounds dirty, this May, though, according to Perkins, Morrissey said he still believed Birchmore's death to be suicide. No, he didn't. Morrissey said he still believed Birchmore's death to be a suicide in May. Oh, fuck your fucking face. Shut the fuck up. He did not say that on the record. Oh my God, I hate him. Oh, that is so ignorant. You ignorant. Oh, have a sip. Sorry, Tiny Jesus. I'm sorry. That is so fucked. Okay. As the state's medical examiner ruled it, a representative for Morrissey told Vanity Fair in Massachusetts, it is up to the medical examiner's office to determine cause and manner of death. No, see, that's a lie. Okay. Oop, you're lying again. Oh, that's not the truth, Michael. What happened here is, as we know from KARENREAD's case, that the medical examiner only does their death investigation related to the body. You need the Mass State Police, and or if an unattended death occurs in Boston or Springfield, the local police handle it. Otherwise, everything goes to Mass State Police. And we know that the medical examiners are depending on the law enforcement to give us the what happened part. They can tell you what the body tells us, and Officer John O'Keefe's body told us the truth. But so did Sandra's, and she found the findings. This is very concerning to me. Okay, then speaking about the DA's decision not to take action against Farwell, Perkins said, it was basically like the community saying, we don't care about this person enough. She says Morrissey's allocations of resources to the Reed case comes at the expense of all other families who want justice for their loved ones. Oh, isn't that the truth? Oh, loveys, think about all of the other families who have lost their loved ones, and they're the defendants who are waiting for trial because $2.5 million conservatively was spent by the Norfolk DA's office to prosecute and persecute KARENREAD for a dick measuring contest. For a contest because corruption would have been uncovered and they would have done anything to convict KARENREAD. Ugh. It's so dark. It makes your skin crawl. And Missy G says, or cold cases. And Jermaine says, that's not right. It's not. Oh. Good Us Citizen says, I'm one still waiting for answers 10 years. Oh, Lovey. I'm so sorry. Are you in Norfolk County? Oh, babe. Oh, my heart is breaking for you. I'm so sorry. Oh, and justice for Sandra. I know. And then shameful, and he's an overstuffed pig. He is. He truly, truly is. You are in Norfolk County. Oh. Do you have the Twitter? Do you tweet? Could you tweet something and tag me? And I will retweet it for you. I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that. And there needs to be fire under everyone's ass immediately, if not sooner. Ugh. Like, do your job. Ew. A 45. Nope, just kidding. We're going to go down here now. And I love that sign. Protesters hold signs during a rally for Sandra Birchmore last October. And there was another controversial investigation into a suspicious death involving law enforcement in Norfolk County in 2020. 41-year-old Justin Root was shot 31 times in 3 seconds after a chase that began when Boston police mistook a paintball gun that the victim was holding, which Root's family says was very clear, for a lethal weapon. By the time Root was killed, though, he had already been shot 15 times and was so injured that a civilian EMT rushed to his aid, according to the Boston Globe. At the time Justin was shot in the parking area along Route 9 in Chestnut Hill, he was defenseless, on the ground, semi-comatose, and bleeding profusely. Justin was not brandishing a firearm, nor did he have any firearm in his possession, the family said in its 2020 lawsuit against the city of Boston and the 6 officers involved. Federal judges dismissed the lawsuit in 2024. About 30 days after Root's death, Morrissey's office concluded its investigation by determining that Boston police officers were justified in their use of force to apprehend Root, who, according to his family, was leaving a hospital and seeking help. Because the shooting was preceded by a chase and stretched into 2 different jurisdictions, the Suffolk County DA's office also conducted an investigation determining no charges should be brought on the officers. God, Jen. Oh, Jen Root, she's an absolute lovey. Oh, that's his sister, and she is an angel. And I'm so sorry that Suffolk County sucked too here. Like, how do you justify discharging weapons that many times in a 3-second time span? Both Proctor and Buchanan were also involved in the Root investigation. In an interview with Vanity Fair, Root's sister, Jennifer Root Bannon, said that Proctor told her family that police had to shoot Root because he shot at someone and refused to put his gun down in the final moments. In Morrissey's report on Root's death, the DA said, quote, "More than one officer yelled, 'Gun!' Simultaneously, 6 officers opened fire to stop the threat." 6 officers opened fire to stop the threat of one man with a paintball gun? Oh, I don't see the justification. Well, of course there were. Yes. Like what? I know. And Annie says he didn't even have a gun. And he wasn't armed and his hands were up. Oh. This is it. Cynthia Lynch, the overkill is disgusting. That's an understatement. In order for you to think that that is okay or that there was justification, even when somebody is yelling at you, "Gun," for you to react, that reactive opening fire on one man is catastrophic. And it is so scary to think that if police officers lack the training or the ability to see signs of de-escalating, like I just feel like we are in for additional tragedies, and this should have never happened to a young man who was trying to seek help. Contrary to that finding, the Boston Globe later reported that officers did not appear to discuss or warn of a gun on body camera footage reviewed. A rep for Morrissey defended the report, telling the Globe, of course they did, that the detail came from witness statements. But the body cam footage revealed other disturbing details. According to Boston's WBUR, quote, "In the immediate moments after the shooting, the officers congratulated each other." Oh, with phrases like, "Yeah, I killed that motherfucker." And quote, "I emptied my magazine on him." The officers also appeared to discuss how to cover up their actions. "You got a union rep coming? I won't talk. I got to get out of here," according to the court filing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, that is so sick and heartbreaking. And they got him on body camera saying it. Oh, what a shame. What a fucking shame. When Reed was declared not guilty last month, Bannon was standing outside in the Dedham District Courthouse. No, outside the Dedham District Courthouse. In her view, Reed and Birchmore's cases signal that Norfolk County can no longer bury the patterns of misconduct and institutional failures under the rug. In a written statement, Bannon says that the Reed case, quote, isn't just about one verdict. It reflects a broken system where police investigate themselves, bitch, eroding transparency and making accountability nearly impossible. Karen's case exploded. Nope, I lied. But it did that too. It exposed what we already knew. The Norfolk County DA's office under Michael Morrissey and investigators like former trooper Michael Fuck Your Face Proctor prioritized protecting their own over seeking the truth. Root's family had been demanding an independent investigation for 5 years with no success. Now, she adds, Proctor's termination only strengthens why it's absolutely imperative that Justin's case be reopened and thoroughly investigated, free from the bias that has tainted this process from the start. From your lips, Jen, to God's ears. Get an independent investigation. Amen. On Monday, Proctor defied a subpoena to testify at Norfolk Superior Court evidentiary hearing on another case he investigated in 2021, the Milton murder, for which Miles King was charged in the first degree by Morrissey's office. King has pleaded not guilty. Though Proctor was served in hand, according to King's lawyer Rosemary Scapaccio, our queen, he still left for a previously scheduled vacation. Oh, he's got that unemployment vacation. Where'd you go? Did you go to Old Orchard Beach? Where are you? You having a blast? I'm surprised Lizzie let you go. If I was your wife, if I was Lizzie in my kitten heels, I'd say you stay home, okay? You can clean the house and water the plants and take the dog on a walk, but only us who are gainfully employed. And listen, you can be non-gainfully employed, but like for not disgraceful reasons, yeah, I wouldn't be letting him join. So during the hearing, so she told the reporters after the hearing was continued to August 5th. Yes, will we be there? Absolutely. And Proctor's lawyer, who was at the hearing, said his client would be available to appear. Oh, thanks. During the hearing, another familiar figure from the Reed trial, Norfolk County's prosecutor, Adam Lally, was faced with another familiar question, also from the Reed trial. Why did it take the DA's office years to turn over critical evidence? Scapaccio said hundreds of pages of evidence, including 6 search warrants, hadn't been shared with the defense until this spring. King was released on bail last month after nearly 4 years in jail. Lally said that at the hearing that he repeatedly requested evidence from Proctor, but he never received it. Beta energy, remember? And Scapaccio said that she is, quote, concerned for every defendant out there as to whether or not they're getting appropriate discovery through the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. Reed was given new video evidence in October of 2024 and January of 2025, more than 2.5 years after the videos had been recorded and months after Reed's first trial ended. Oh my God. Did we talk about that? Did we talk about that? Oh, yeah, we did. And did we talk about the fact that Trooper Proctor, former trooper, former disgraced fuckface trooper, super douche Uber, he had requested this and had it in his handy dandy notebook in his little file, and Lally was too much of a puss to like make him give it to them. It was just sitting there. It was just chilling. No one knew what was going on because everyone is an absolute fucktard. Like, oh, I didn't know it was there. Oh, is it? Oh, was that? What, were you doing it? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, and no worries. I'm going to push you in the lockers later because we're all bullies, except Lally. Lally is bullied. He is not a bullier, but he is an accomplice because he sits back and he allows it. That's what I'm saying. You are part of the problem if you are not part of the solution, loveys, and we know that. Okay, so Scapaccio told us that she was so concerned about it, and in court, Scapaccio added, was the KARENREAD case a one-off? I wouldn't say it appears to be. She requested that prosecutors be sanctioned and the case be dismissed. And that sucks because allegedly this Miles King character likely did this. It just, there, I don't know enough about it, so I'm not going to opine, but like, if he did this, which likely he did because there was a video of him turning down the street and all that jazz, kind of like Farwell going out of Sandra Birchmore's apartment complex, but no one cares for years. There is this guy who also does deserve the discovery for his defense attorney to move forward. You are supposed to be afforded not only a fair trial, but a speedy trial. And that doesn't actually matter. That means shit in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. There is no law that says you deserve a speedy trial. A fair one, maybe, but a speedy one, no can do. All right. So then she says, since the Reed verdict, Perkins has called for Morrissey to resign. Can we? Oh, I want to sign it. I'm signing a petition. And publicly criticized him for giving the O'Keefe family, quote, false hope about a conviction. Craig McClellan, Morrissey's other challenger in the upcoming election, has also been pushing for the DA to leave office, blaming Morrissey for Reed's trial becoming such a circus. Okay, tell me more. This incendiary drama that has engulfed this case has overshadowed the loss of human life. And that's because the DA's office has allowed that to fall completely out of focus, adds Perkins. All of the controversy that has arisen out of the prosecution of KARENREAD lay at the feet of the district attorney. Oh, loveys. I love that. I love that. All of the controversy that has arisen out of the prosecution of KARENREAD lay at the feet of the district attorney. And dare I say this? Dare I say it goes all the way back to the hostage video. In August of 2023, when Michael Morrissey sat in his office of shame, put on, his best TikTok filter, refused to take any questions, and said that KARENREAD was guilty and that all the witnesses in this case are innocent. And how dare you question this Commonwealth of Massachusetts? So for that, I say this: absolutely go fuck yourself, disrespectfully, to the end of time, in perpetuity. XOXO Kim. Earlier this month, the O'Keefe family members clutched tissues and Reed was declared not guilty of killing their son John 3 years ago. Outside the courthouse, protesters held signs and wore T-shirts deriding the DA's leadership. Criminals control Norfolk County. Morrissey, meanwhile, was unreachable by reporters who called, emailed, and visited his office in person. Jackson says of the costly second trial, it was an ego issue with him. He was not going to accept the idea that his office got it wrong. A representative for Morrissey did not respond to Vanity Fair's request, for comment, adds Jackson of the DA. He would rather put Karen through this horrifying crucible of a second trial with some hired gun and say, quote, I'm going to leave it to the jurors to figure it out. Well, they did, Mr. Morrissey, and it should cost you your job and your career. Ooh, hold please. Ooh, that got me feeling sassy. Mr. Jackson. Wow. 2 days after the verdict, Morrissey finally released a statement. He had spent nearly 3.5 years pursuing and prosecuting Reed in the most high-profile case in his 14-year DA career, but only had 4 words to offer. Quote, the jury has spoken. A representative for Morrissey declined to comment further on the verdict to Vanity Fair. In an interview last week, one of Reed's lawyers, David Yannetti, our bowl of spaghetti, reflected on Reed's hard-fought victory. Quote, the scary thing for me is that had there been a holdout, had there been a mistrial, I think he would have done it again. Oh. Look at this. That's it, babes. Oh gosh, that's terrifying, isn't it? Let me come close now. So you don't have to read it. Isn't that terrifying? And I think he would have too, Mr. Yannetti. You're right. You're 110% right. He would have fought this and tried Karen a 3rd time. Gray Space, Julie Miller is our queen. Okay? She's the queen of all queens. And I go back in my brain, babes, and think that it took DA Morrissey 2 days, 2 full days to come out and say the jury has spoken. But if you go back and if you rewind the hands of time, we know that he got his big mouth right on that microphone. He mic checked 1, 2, boop, this thing on. When the mistrial happened, Ka got in her vehicle. And they were in the car on their way where? To the hotel. And it was already announced. It was on the Twitter. The Twitter was tweeting. The tweeting was twatting. Everyone knew. And he said, we're going to go at this again. We are going to pursue this again with the entire force of the Norfolk DA's office. And you did. You did, Mr. Morrissey. And you still lost. How's that chap your ass? You know? You did everything you could. You hired hired gun, Hank Brennan. You hired Aperture to the tune of $325,000 to do Blues Clues, motherfucker. Finger painting. And you came up empty-handed because it was all ego. And it was never about Officer John O'Keefe. And it was never about his family. And that is the karma that they're going to have to live with. Because we knew, babes, we weren't mincing words here when we said Karen Read is factually innocent. And 12 jurors of her peers and the Massachusetts, the Northeast, the United States, and the world saw. So now you can't go back and you can't pretend like it didn't happen. And when we talk about egos, loveys, let me let you know. I deal with and women have egos too, but I'm just saying, like, when you're tiptoeing around the egos of men for as many years as one has, you can see it, you can sense it, you can feel it. And it is my firm belief that the rage that the DA's office feels, and feeling like they got screwed somehow by exposing what really happened, that they have been aggrieved. And I feel now they are putting all of their evil forces and ramping up the attack on Aiden Carney, on Turtle Boy. And I'm very thankful that Aiden has Mr. Betterow and that he has Mr. Bradle to walk with him into war, because he's going to need them. And he's going to need us. Because they will not stop until the fat lady sings. And I'm not singing, babe. Okay? Oh, Robin says, Mr. Betterow. Oh, I'm gonna have to text Mr. Betterow and see what he's doing. Oh gosh. Oh, and don't forget, pardon me. And breaking news. We had breaking news on Tuesday's show. Aiden told us they added a little bit of a data analysis, a little bit of a paralegal who is not petty, mind you. Olivia Lambeau. Oh. Clutch your pearls. We should send her one. We're going to send her Nurse Kim pearls, and we're going to say, throw them on when you're feeling like you've got to get down to business. They will provide you nothing. But they'll be cute as shit, okay? You'll enjoy them. She's the, she's the pretty paralegal. Kelly, stop it. Genius. I love it. Obsessed. Now that's you. We're going to put that in. Olivia, you are the pretty paralegal, not the petty. Obsessed. And she is doing the data analysis. Thank you very much, Karen. And she is a boss. We love a boss, bitch. Okay. We love a woman. We love a queen. Obsessed. Oh, and let's party like it's 1983. Like to see one of those coming up pretty soon. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't I? Wouldn't we? Oh, and Jenna Hags says, Kim, you look fantastic. I miss you. Oh, what's happening, Jenna? Jenna, I got my hair done by Buff. Okay. She platinumed me. You know what I'm saying? Can't tell me shit with a money piece, you know? It's something. It's very special. I miss you more. Me and Dave are going to be on. Me and Cully are coming to TikTok Monday morning. Will he show up? I don't know. He's vacation Dave right now, so he's like a walking nightmare. He's everywhere, but nowhere at once. Mary, thank you so much for becoming a consensual Nurse Kim member. Thank you. And Holly Allen, how are we? Nice to see you. Welcome to our fucking humble abode. And Crazy Cat Lady says, Nurse Kim, I love your sass. I am full of it. Right up to my eyeballs, Crazy Cat Lady. Thank you so much for being here. And Jerry Gunn says, big fan, NK, big fan. Hey, Jim, right back at you, pal. Okay? Big fan of Jim's. And KH has become a new consensual member at Nurse Kim's house. I'm obsessed. So, do I have anything else that I need to share with you? Yes, one of our mods, his name is Beanbag Ron. He is a Minifan / KARENREAD supporter, and he is top 10 favorite people on the Twitter and YouTube. He is an angel and he plays basketball. He also cuts trees. This is telling a lot. Do I need to? No. But he is going to be playing a basketball game with the KMS team on Monday. We're wishing him luck. We are praying to baby Jesus, tiny Mary, tiny Jesus, full-sized ones, and planetary involvement. We would like to actually ask Saturn to spin out on its own rings and curse Barstool New York. Okay? We want to win for KMS and we want to win for our beanbag Ron. Absolutely. Thank you, sweet tiny Jesus. He is the best. So we have our hair done. We are going to Hingham on Saturday. Kelly, you're going to be there. Babe, I'm going to see you IRL. We're going to talk shit. We might be doing some content if you people would like to. Maybe we could stream together. Or at least I have ideas. And we will make it fun. There are many things to do. We're going to have the best time. But I did want to let you know also, breaking news, I do not have a date for the David Yannetti and attorney Alessi interview. But guess what I do have? A new DM. Came in hot today, babes, right off the press from my bowl of spaghetti, David Yannetti. What did he say? He goes, hey, Cam. I go, oh, I clutched. I fell. I go, is this real? I'm thinking it's a spam account. Why? Because I don't think I'm like, there's no way. But I've already had a conversation in the DMs. So why are you making it weird? Scroll up, bitch. Yeah, right? So anyway, I scroll up. I realize I'm not being catfished. I'm not being pranked. It is David Yannetti, the David Yannetti. Okay. So he goes, I'm reaching out to attorney Alessi, and I'm going to get the date of our interview on the books. Deep breaths, babes. Take it in. It's happening. Do we know when? Absolutely not. But it is coming. If you build it, they will come. And I've built this duck brigade behind us so we can talk all the shit with attorney Yannetti, Alessi, and potentially attorney Betterow. No. You want to talk about me being unwell? That is going to be peak performance. I might need to get some Rise mushroom coffee so that I'm working at a Dave Cullinane clip. Okay. I need to be a 9.5 that day. Figure it out. The blonde highlights do help. Okay. And, oh, yes. And definitely. Well, wait, who's just said that to me? Someone just said, Kim, use a house background. I will. We won't be ducking around. You know, we'll keep it classy. You know, I know how to do it. I can have a good time. And then, you know, we are flexible. We go where the mood is right. We try to play it correctly. Sometimes the swing, sometimes we miss, but you know what I'm saying. All right, lovies, listen. You're the best things that ever happened. I find you magical. I want you to enjoy the rest of your your Thursday nights, because what day is it? Tomorrow is Friday. Thank you, Christ. Okay. Have a good night tonight. Have a good sleep. We wake up, it's Friday. Shall we maybe have a stream in the morning? I don't know. If the spirit moves me, we might talk some shit in the morning. If not, then I will see you over the weekend. And you are the smartest and prettiest to ever do it. I love your faces. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.
All right, great job on the news.
Thank you.
We will, Courtney and I will share what happened when we went to dinner last night, Sunday dinner, coming up. And as